10 remarkable cities that exist below sea level. Introduction. Hello everyone, and welcome to today's exploration of our extraordinary planet. We're diving below sea level, quite literally, to explore 10 remarkable human settlements that exist in places where, by logical reasoning, they perhaps shouldn't. Sea level serves as our baseline reference point for measuring elevation across the planet. Despite the obvious challenges of building in locations where water constantly threatens to reclaim the land, humans have established thriving communities in these precarious environments. From ancient settlements that have stood for millennia to modern metropolises protected by cutting-edge technology, each city offers unique insights into our relationship with water and our resilience in the face of environmental challenges. Let's begin our journey across 5 continents to explore these remarkable urban centers that prove humans can create homes in the most unlikely places. Georgetown, Guyana. Our journey begins on the northern coast of South America in Georgetown, Guyana. Nestled where the Demerara River meets the Atlantic Ocean, Georgetown sits approximately 6 feet below sea level, making it one of the few capital cities in the world to exist beneath the ocean's surface. Without protection, Georgetown would be constantly flooded by both the Atlantic Ocean and the Demerara River. The Kingston seawall stands as the country's oldest sea defense structure, serving as a crucial barrier that keeps the Atlantic Ocean at bay. This seawall has become more than infrastructure, it's a beloved landmark where locals gather for evening strolls and weekend picnics. Georgetown earned its nickname as the Garden City of the Caribbean through its distinctive blend of natural beauty and colonial architecture. The city is characterized by tree-lined avenues where wooden colonial buildings painted in pastel colors create a distinct architectural signature. The Gothic Revival-style City Hall and the towering St. George's Cathedral, one of the tallest wooden churches in the world, stand as testaments to the city's rich heritage. Beyond being Guyana's political center, Georgetown serves as the gateway to natural wonders like Kaiatua Falls, the world's largest single-drop waterfall by volume, and the pristine Awokrama rainforest. Rising sea levels present an ever-growing threat to Georgetown, making the city's future uncertain as engineers work to reinforce existing infrastructure. Amsterdam, the Netherlands. Our next destination takes us to Europe, where the Netherlands lives up to its name, which literally translates to low-lying lands. In the heart of this nation sits Amsterdam, a city that thrives despite sitting 7 feet below sea level. Amsterdam's relationship with water dates back centuries. Over generations, the Dutch have developed one of the world's most sophisticated water management systems, transforming what could have been an uninhabitable swamp into a flourishing global metropolis. The city's famous canal ring, recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, isn't just a picturesque tourist attraction, it's a functional part of Amsterdam's water management system. These canals, along with a network of dikes, dunes, floodgates, and pumping stations, work in harmony to keep the city dry. This system forms part of the larger Delta Works, a massive national engineering project initiated after catastrophic North Sea floods in 1953 claimed over 1,800 lives. What's remarkable about Amsterdam is how water has been transformed from a threat into a defining cultural element. The canals have shaped the city's urban plan, transportation networks, and even social life. The Dutch continue to pioneer innovative approaches to living with water, such as the underwater bicycle parking facility adjacent to Centraal Station that provides space for 7,000 bicycles. The city's experience offers valuable lessons for urban planners worldwide as cities face increasing threats from climate change and rising sea levels. Dutch expertise in water management has become one of their most valuable exports, with engineers consulting on water challenges in cities around the globe. Kristianstad, Sweden. As we continue our exploration, we travel to Scandinavia, where the picturesque city of Kristianstad in southern Sweden presents another fascinating case study. Built on what was once the bed of Lake Hammarstrand, parts of Kristianstad sit 8 feet below sea level, making it the lowest point in Sweden. The city's relationship with water began in the 19th century when Swedish engineers undertook an ambitious project to drain part of the lake to create new agricultural land. This project included the construction of Hammarstrandsvallen, a reverse dam designed not to hold water in but to keep it out. This delicate balance was nearly upset in 2002 when extreme weather caused the dam to approach the breaking point. This near disaster prompted Swedish authorities to launch a comprehensive flood protection project. By 2025, the city plans to have constructed over 6 miles of protective embankments and installed 6 pumping stations to safeguard against future flooding. Despite these challenges, Kristianstad has embraced its aquatic surroundings. The Kristianstad Vattenrike Biosphere Reserve, designated by UNESCO in 2005, extends approximately 22 miles along the Helge River. This wetlands area features a rich tapestry of ecosystems that visitors can explore via nature trails and observation towers. Kristianstad demonstrates how human communities can transform challenging environments into sustainable habitats through thoughtful engineering, while simultaneously preserving and celebrating the natural systems that surround them. Rotterdam, the Netherlands. Returning to the Netherlands, we discover Rotterdam, a city that exemplifies resilience in both environmental and historical contexts. This vital maritime port sits along the Cher River, with approximately 85% of its territory lying below sea level. At its lowest point, Rotterdam descends to 23 feet below sea level, making it one of the world's lowest major cities. After being almost completely destroyed by German bombing during World War II, Rotterdam rebuilt itself not as a replica of its past but as a forward-looking metropolis embracing bold architectural experimentation. This spirit of reinvention extends to its approach to water management, where Rotterdam has become a global leader in climate adaptation. The Maaslankering stands as perhaps the most impressive element of Rotterdam's flood defense system. This massive storm surge barrier features two curved steel arms, each the length of the Eiffel Tower. When flooding threatens, these enormous structures automatically swing shut, creating a temporary dam that protects the city and its vital port operations. Beyond defensive infrastructure, Rotterdam has pioneered the concept of working with water rather than against it. The city has created water plazas that function as public spaces during dry periods but transform into water retention basins during heavy rainfall. Floating architecture has become another Rotterdam specialty, with projects like Nassau Haven, a development of sustainable homes that rise and fall with the tide. Rotterdam's port, the largest in Europe, represents another triumph over geographical limitations. Despite sitting below sea level, the port handles over 460 million tons of cargo annually through sophisticated engineering and continuous innovation. Astrakhan, Russia. Our journey now takes us eastward to Astrakhan, Russia, a historic city straddling the mighty Volga River approximately 60 miles from where it empties into the Caspian Sea. At 92 feet below sea level, Astrakhan represents one of the lowest substantial urban settlements on the European continent. Astrakhan's history stretches back to the 13th century when it emerged as a small fishing settlement. Its strategic location at the crossroads of trading routes between Europe and Asia helped it grow into a vital commercial center. The city developed across a network of small islands in the Volga Delta, creating a distinctive urban landscape where water has always been an integral element. The name Astrakhan resonates beyond the city itself, associated worldwide with Astrakhan fur, a luxurious material derived from Jericho sheep native to Central Asia. It was fur traders from this region who first introduced the distinctive curly pelts to Russia and eventually to global fashion markets. Dominating Astrakhan's skyline is the impressive Astrakhan Kremlin, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Originally constructed as a wooden fortress in 1558, today's imposing white-walled citadel features massive defensive walls and 7 of its original 8 towers. Within this complex stands the Cathedral of the Assumption, distinguished by its 5 magnificent green domes. The city's relationship with water extends beyond the challenge of its below sea level location. The Volga Delta, the largest river delta in Europe, surrounds Astrakhan with a labyrinth of channels, islands, and wetlands supporting extraordinary biodiversity, including the iconic Caspian sturgeon, source of some of the world's most prized caviar. Baku, Azerbaijan. Continuing our exploration of cities below sea level, we arrive in Baku, the capital of Azerbaijan. Located on the shores of the Caspian Sea, the world's largest inland body of water, Baku sits 92 feet below global sea level, making it the lowest-lying capital city on Earth. Human settlement in the Baku area dates back to the Bronze Age, but the city's modern identity began to take shape in the early 20th century with the world's first major oil boom. The discovery of vast petroleum reserves beneath the Caspian transformed Baku from a regional trading post into an industrial powerhouse and cultural center. Today's Baku skyline tells the story of this remarkable transformation. The city center presents a fascinating architectural dialogue between preserved medieval structures, ornate oil baron mansions, Soviet-era buildings, and ultra-modern skyscrapers. Most iconic are the flame towers, three curved skyscrapers resembling tongues of fire, a nod to Azerbaijan's ancient Zoroastrian heritage. At night, thousands of LED screens cover these towers, creating the illusion of flickering flames visible throughout the city. Baku's old city, known as Jericho, stands as a UNESCO World Heritage Site surrounded by 12th-century defensive walls. Within this medieval core, visitors discover the mysterious Maiden Tower, the ornate palace of the Shirvan Shahs, and a labyrinth of narrow streets lined with cafes and workshops. The city's relationship with the Caspian Sea extends beyond industrial utility. City planners have embraced this maritime setting by creating Mini Venice, an entertainment complex featuring canals, islands, bridges, and authentic Venetian gondolas, bringing a touch of Italy to this Azerbaijani city below sea level. Calipatria, California. Our exploration now brings us to North America, specifically to Southern California's Imperial Valley, where we find Calipatria, a small city sitting 184 feet below sea level. This distinction makes Calipatria the lowest incorporated settlement in the Western Hemisphere. The name Calipatria itself tells part of the city's story, a portmanteau combining California with patria, the Spanish word for homeland. This linguistic blend reflects the cultural fusion characteristic of this border region, where American and Mexican influences intermingle. What makes Calipatria's below-sea level existence possible is its location in the Salton Sink, a depression in the Earth's surface that is periodically filled with water throughout geological history. The most recent incarnation of the Salton Sea formed accidentally in 1905 when irrigation canals from the Colorado River breached, sending water flowing into this basin for 2 years before engineers could repair the breach. In the center of Calipatria stands what locals proudly claim is the world's tallest flagpole. Rising exactly 184 feet above the ground, the flagpole was designed so that the American flag flying at its top would reach precisely sea level, a patriotic testament to the city's unique geographical position. The economy of this small city has historically centered around agriculture, with the rich soils of the Imperial Valley supporting diverse crops. More recently, renewable energy has emerged as an important sector, with solar farms and geothermal power plants taking advantage of the region's abundant sunshine and geothermal activity. Bombay Beach, California. Just 25 miles from Calipatria, along the eastern shore of the Salton Sea, we encounter Bombay Beach, a community sitting at an elevation of 226 feet below sea level, making it the lowest unincorporated community in the United States. The Salton Sea's accidental creation in 1905 set the stage for Bombay Beach's unusual trajectory. By the 1950s and 60s, developers had reimagined this unexpected desert oasis as the California Riviera. At its peak, Bombay Beach flourished as a popular resort destination, attracting Hollywood celebrities and thousands of visitors drawn by opportunities for boating, fishing, and water skiing. This golden era proved short-lived. By the 1970s, the Salton Sea began revealing the consequences of having no natural outlet. With water flowing in but exiting only through evaporation, salinity levels steadily increased. Agricultural runoff brought pesticides and fertilizers into the ecosystem. The result was ecological disaster, including massive die-offs of fish whose decomposing bodies lined the shore. Many residents abandoned Bombay Beach, leaving behind a haunting landscape of rusting trailers and stranded boats. For decades, the community existed as a living ghost town, with a small population of permanent residents. Yet remarkably, the 2010s witnessed an unexpected renaissance. Artists, photographers, and filmmakers discovered the surreal beauty in this post-apocalyptic landscape. The Bombay Beach Biennale, established in 2016, transformed the community into an unconventional art venue where abandoned structures become canvases and installations emerge from the alkaline soil. Challenging. Many residents abandoned Bombay Beach, leaving behind a haunting landscape of rusting trailers, partially submerged structures, and some bleached boats stranded far from the receding shoreline. For decades, the community existed as a kind of living ghost town, with a small population of permanent residents primarily comprising retirees and those with limited economic options. Yet remarkably, the 2010s witnessed an unexpected renaissance in Bombay Beach. Artists, photographers, and filmmakers discovered the surreal beauty in this post-apocalyptic landscape. What began as occasional art projects evolved into a permanent creative presence. The Bombay Beach Biennale, established in 2016, transformed the community into an unconventional art venue where abandoned structures become canvases and installations emerge from the alkaline soil. Today, Bombay Beach exists as a fascinating cultural paradox, simultaneously a cautionary tale about environmental mismanagement and a testament to creative resilience. Weekend visitors might encounter everything from experimental opera performances to philosophical discussions in repurposed structures, while permanent residents maintain a close-knit community that has weathered literal and figurative storms together. The story of Bombay Beach offers profound insights into how communities adapt to environmental challenges. As climate change threatens coastal regions worldwide, this tiny settlement 226 feet below sea level demonstrates how human creativity and determination can find new purpose even in seemingly abandoned places. Tiberias, Israel. Our journey now carries us to the Middle East, where on the western shore of the Sea of Galilee stands the ancient city of Tiberias, Israel. Located approximately 689 feet below global sea level, Tiberias has witnessed over 2 millennia of human history unfold against the backdrop of one of the world's most significant religious landscapes. Founded around 20 CE by Herod Antipas, son of King Herod the Great, Tiberias was named in honor of the Roman Emperor Tiberius. The city quickly grew into a prominent center of Jewish learning and culture, eventually becoming one of Judaism's 4 holy cities alongside Jerusalem, Hebron, and Safed. This spiritual significance has endured through centuries of changing political control, as Romans, Byzantines, Arab caliphates, Crusaders, Mamluks, and Ottomans each left their mark on the city. The modern city of Tiberias serves as a palimpsest where these historical layers remain visible. The ancient Roman theatre offers glimpses into the city's classical past. Nearby stands the tomb of Maimonides, final resting place of the revered 12th century rabbi and philosopher whose writings continue to influence Jewish thought today. One of Tiberias's most distinctive features is Hamat Tiberias National Park, which protects the remnants of an ancient settlement that predates the city itself. The park's 17 natural hot springs, heated by the same geothermal activity that created the Jordan Rift Valley, have attracted visitors seeking therapeutic waters since antiquity. Tiberias's location on the shores of the Sea of Galilee, known locally as Lake Kinneret, provides both practical and spiritual significance. The freshwater lake serves as Israel's largest drinking water reservoir while simultaneously attracting pilgrims following in the footsteps of Jesus, who according to Christian tradition performed many miracles around its shores. Jericho, West Bank. Our exploration concludes with perhaps the most extraordinary example, Jericho and the West Bank. Located near the Jordan River approximately 10 miles northwest of the Dead Sea, Jericho holds the distinction of being both the lowest and possibly the oldest city on Earth. At its lowest point, known as Tel Es Salton, Jericho sits an astonishing 864 feet below sea level. Archaeological excavations at Tel Es Salton have uncovered evidence of continuous human habitation dating back more than 10,000 years to the Neolithic period. This remarkable longevity makes Jericho a site of unparalleled importance for understanding the evolution of human civilization, particularly the critical transition from nomadic hunter-gatherer societies to settled agricultural communities. The city's development was made possible by the abundant water supply from nearby springs, particularly Ain Es Salton, also known as Elisha's Spring. This reliable water source transformed what would otherwise be arid land into a fertile oasis capable of supporting agriculture and permanent settlement millennia before most other urban centers emerged worldwide. Throughout its long history, Jericho has witnessed the rise and fall of countless empires. Archaeological layers reveal influences from Canaanite, Israelite, Babylonian, Persian, Greek, Roman, Byzantine, Islamic, and Ottoman civilizations. Jericho features prominently in religious narratives, particularly in Jewish and Christian traditions. According to biblical accounts, it was the first city conquered by the Israelites after crossing the Jordan River, with its walls famously tumbling down after Joshua's army marched around them 7 times. Conclusion: as we conclude our journey through these remarkable cities below sea level, it's worth reflecting on what they collectively teach us about human ingenuity, adaptability, and resilience. From ancient Jericho to ultra-modern Rotterdam, these settlements demonstrate our species' remarkable capacity to transform challenging environments into thriving communities. Each city represents a unique response to the challenges of existing below sea level. The Dutch cities of Amsterdam and Rotterdam showcase sophisticated engineering solutions and a national philosophy of cooperating with water rather than merely fighting against it. Georgetown and Kristianstad demonstrate how defensive infrastructure can become integrated into cultural identity. Baku and Tiberias illustrate how geography that might seem disadvantageous can actually foster distinctive cultural developments. The California communities of Calipatria and Bombay Beach offer cautionary tales about the fragility of human settlements in extreme environments, while simultaneously highlighting our capacity for reinvention. Astrakhan and Jericho remind us that humans have been successfully inhabiting challenging environments for millennia, developing local knowledge and practices finely tuned to their unique situations. As our planet faces climate change and rising sea levels, these cities take on new significance. They serve as living laboratories where we can observe various approaches to water management and community resilience. The lessons learned in places like Rotterdam are already being applied to coastal cities worldwide as they prepare for changing environmental conditions. These remarkable places challenge our assumptions about where and how human communities can exist. They demonstrate that with sufficient innovation, cooperation, and determination, people can create thriving settlements even in environments that initially seem inhospitable. This lesson may prove increasingly valuable as humanity continues to face environmental challenges in the coming decades. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of cities below sea level, places where human determination has quite literally overcome the natural order to create unique and enduring communities.